Hey Masonauts, Tim Harper here with the Marathon team. I wanted to take a quick moment to show you a tool that I've developed called the Marathon Storage Tool. It's not a clever name, but it's a very accurate one. A little bit of context. Sometimes Marathon has regrettably gotten into a state where we can't remove a task or an app. Maybe the task gets stuck and it's permanently there, and we have to resort to Zookeeper surgery in order to um, get Marathon back into a good state again. And traditionally, we've done that through the ZK CLI, which is bad for two reasons. One, it's inconvenient for the customer. It's a lot to guide them through. Navigating the new persistence layer layout is kind of uncomfortable because it has these arbitrary, 16 bucket dividers for each of the state types. And also, it's dangerous. Opening up the ZK CLI is a lot of power, and they could destroy their cluster. So I wanted to improve on that a little bit, and for that reason, I've developed this tool. To introduce it, it's Dockerized. I have a build for every version of Marathon 1.4.x, meaning 1.4.0 to the latest right now, which is 146 Snap 1. And it is necessary that you match the version of the tool to the version of Marathon to which you're connecting. This is done, this is enforced, first of all, and it's enforced in order to prevent us from corrupting the Zookeeper state and putting us into an even worse scenario. It accepts all of the arguments related to storage that Marathon accepts. So if you go and you've passed the same parameters to launch Marathon to this tool, then the tool will be able to find the Zookeeper storage layer as necessary and go on its way swimmingly. Without further ado, I'm going to show you really quick what happens if I launch an older version of the tool and connect to a newer version of the cluster state. In this case, oh, hang on, --zk. Boy, what a ugly error message that was, wasn't it? Okay, so first thing it does is connects to Zookeeper, and then it checks the state version. It's like, hey, you're running the wrong version of the tool. So fixing it's pretty easy. Just gotta change that version. Oh, and 146 is not out quite yet, so we're going to use 146 now. All right. So great, it connects, and it says your storage version matches, and then it shows a little help screen, which just gives you this overview of all the tools or all the commands that you can enter. Now, this is really just a Scala REPL, which is Scala is a programming language. You don't need to be too scared about that. There's a lot of helper functions, and then there's this help screen to help you kind of make your way around. So you don't have to actually know Scala. You just have to be able to type in the commands. But it is actually a full programming REPL. Anyways, one of the commands it talks about up here is list apps, and it has the parameters contain and limit. It shows you the types of those, string and int is an integer, and then it even gives you an invocation example. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste the invocation example, and I don't have any apps containing the word store in the ID, but I do have one called sleep, or ones that can contain the word sleep, and so yeah, you can adjust the output using those parameters and filter it. If I don't pass anything, it's just going to list all of them. Now, this is just an artifact of the REPL that I'm using. REPL is stands for read eval print loop. It's basically, it's like a command line prompt. If your screen is smaller than the output will fit in it's going to truncate it with these triple dots here. To get over that, you can just tell it to print when those results. And I'm going to put a README with all these tips together, but just showing you for now. Okay, so great. I can list the apps now. I can also list the instances that are running. And you'll notice it has tab complete. I hit tab and it completed the command. So list instances, great. I've got an instance pertaining to that derp/sleeper app and then sleeper itself. This also has some filtering support, so I can say for app derp sleeper, and it'll list me all the instances pertaining to that specific app. And I can also take the result and purge it. It's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to purge the following instances? To confirm, type that. I'm actually not sure right now. I'm not going to confirm, but you can compose these things together, and it's always going to ask for confirmation before you do anything destructive. While you're using the commands advertised by the help screen, of course. What I actually want to do is I'm actually just going to purge the app itself. So if I tell it purge app derp sleeper, it's going to purge the apps and associated instances. So it's also going to remove the instance records from the database as well. If I type confirm, that annoying number, it's going to edit the root group, remove it from the group. It's going to delete all the data associated with the out of Zookeeper, and it purges all the associated instances. Note the leading marathon will need to be restarted to see changes. Yeah, so you'd have to go and restart the leader, of course, for it to actually see this change naturally. There you go. That's the Marathon storage tool. I hope to enrich this in the future. Right now, it's just kind of proof of concept. It's something that I thought would be a really good idea. I really think it has the potential to be useful for support scenarios. Thanks for watching this long. Bye.